Donny Bravo, Before the Glory.
Chop it up, we can ride. Don't forget about me one day I'll be back. But I done take a seat.
How y'all doing?
Hi.
Good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I just want to congratulate everybody. I thought the film was amazing.
Thank you.
I have a history as an artist myself, so I can relate to a lot of the parallels of the story. I think you guys did an amazing job. I think it's very relevant to this audience right now.
Thank you.
Russell, for you, being around since pretty much the invention of hip-hop and film, all the way till now, like from Crush Groove all the way to Major Deal, what have you noticed has evolved or changed with that field since then, and what stayed the same?
Well, what's happened recently is what's most important to me right now is this whole evolution to direct-to-consumer and micro-budget and real control. Like, we made this movie, gave them the money to go make the movie. And I feel like I'm one of them. I feel like this is family. I'm not a gatekeeper that has, we have insight into our culture and make ideas that we think are fun. That, instead of waiting for the gatekeepers, there's no people of color who understand the culture in senior positions in Hollywood. So this shift where young people can, they didn't like Simone. They put her in a couple shows and she said, I'm gonna make myself a star. He just came out of nowhere and made himself a star. And then we made his movie, and then nobody in Hollywood could do nothing but watch. Like, wow, they would never have chosen them. But they're chosen now. And they decided by investing in themselves that there was opportunity. So what's really different is that, I remember making Crush Groove. I went to Mo Austin, I got some money from the record company. It was a lot of work, to get a lot of people to convince them, a lot of people to support, to make it that movie, And I remember the process of Nutty Professor, who I had to ask and bow down to. It's not bad, but it's just the reality, these bigger budget movies and the lack of faith in urban content and the lack of understanding of which urban content is the best to choose anyway. And so just the fact that we can make content ourselves without anybody in the middle. I don't feel like I'm a middleman. I don't think y'all think I'm a middleman. I'm just like, they came to me, I gave them the money. Like, it wasn't, the same as having to go to people who don't really understand the culture. So that's where the shift is coming. In a way that music can go directly to people and nobody can stop it. When I made Nutty Professor and I put Ain't No Nigga in the soundtrack, they were like, what's that? It didn't matter. If I didn't put it in the soundtrack, it still would have been hot. So that was how we first introduced Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. But that was music. Music people can make and give it to the public. Everybody can shut up. But actors and actresses, they have to be approved by some gatekeeper who doesn't understand them. And this is the new generation and it's the new distribution.
So speaking to that a little bit, for you guys specifically, it seemed like from me watching it that you guys had a lot of fun filming this. It seemed very natural, it seemed very relatable and like very authentic as opposed to some of the other stuff I've seen. What was the most exciting part of filming this, and how is it different from the stuff that you guys have both done before leading up to this point?
For me, because I was on set every day. I was the only person who had to be on set and had a scene. It's like not one scene of the movie that I'm not in. So the thing that was most fun to me was the grind of, like, I remember we had a 95 day in the sun on the beach and have to come the next day at 8 in the morning and drive all the way to Anaheim to shoot again, like after we just got wrapped late at 9:10 and my head was hurting and all that. I felt like that's what I like the most, because I feel like anything where I feel like this is the grind right here. This is where they fall off. This is where I watch a movie and I look at a dude and be like, this is where his scene wasn't as good. It was because he was tired. I'm not gonna say the names, but there's a lot of people that I see on their movies. I'm like, oh, he had a lapse right there. He's not even paying attention.
Right.
He's tired.
Right.
Like this is where the champion made right here. This is when, and that was the funnest part of me, is going through it and getting through the day and saying, yeah, because that's what pumps me up. So that's for me.
That's a great response, man. I love that, man. That hustle, that when the hustle gets hard, that you hustle harder, all that. That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Simone, that's Simone a question. I got to ponder that for a minute. That's beautiful.
Exactly. It was this flu game, right? That's what I was calling it, your flu game. So I personally feel like the best part about working on this film was working with so many people who I know. They're so talented and they got next. And so it was great to be on set and really say, oh my God, we really had this opportunity happening to us as we, work right now. Just going to show the world what we're actually capable of. So that was exciting for me, that we actually had the opportunity to make such a dynamic piece with such dynamic people, you know.
That's dope. That's dope. So speaking to that, if you guys are all sitting here now, Keraun, your story is obviously very, all three of you guys' stories very, very inspirational. And for our platform, we speak to a lot of the young creatives, and we kind of try to dig into that grind aspect that you were talking about, not just all the shine and the lights and the success, but what was the work to get to that point, right? So if you could speak to up-and-coming actors, producers, writers, whatever it is, someone who's trying to get to where you all are sitting right now, what would you say is the most important thing that you have done to get here right now?
Not quit.
Not quit.
Not quit.
I quit grinding when it all looked like this is the reason why the movie touches people and why it will touch people, because everybody's a Mike Master. Everybody is somebody who everybody said you can't be that person and you can't do this, and you got to be able to dig in, and when the going gets tough, be able to still hit your studio and do your song, or hit your books and pass your test, or study, or whatever it is your passion or what you're trying to do. Bench press this when they say you can't. And to me, that's what, if I could tell anybody, it would be, if you don't love the grind, if you don't love the work that get there, then you ain't gonna, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna love the shine, because the reason why people smile so much and have tears when you have a premiere or their first football game, NFL game, or the NFL draft, you know the reason why they cry in the NFL draft and NBA draft? Because all the work you put to get there all comes out right at that moment. Right. So at the end of the day, if you don't enjoy the work, you shouldn't get to draft day. You don't deserve it.
Exactly.
And this movie is about a guy getting to his draft.
But stay on your hustle. You can't fail till you quit. You just keep hustling. And you don't enjoy the hustle, because the work is the prayer, not the result. So you stay on the work.
I appreciate it. Thanks, y'all.
Kings, if I can chop it up with kings, my nigga, that'll be dope. If I can chop it up with kings, if I can chop it up with kings, my nigga, that'll be